Hello and welcome to another video review brought to you by T4MR0607. Today looking at Transformers Fall of Cybertron, Jazz. Jazz here is a figure that recently came out in the new wave of the Generations line. Same DPCI as the Generation, so if you're going to Target looking for this figure, use that DPCI. You'll find him in the back. That's where I found him along with Shockwave. Anyway, on to the figure himself. First of all, the figure is in his race car Cybertronian mode. A little bit of lack of paint details, but honestly, I think it's one of the best vehicles of the line, compared to Optimus Prime and Shockwave himself. First of all, he does come with a small pistol. The pistol here is no detail other than the fact that it's got a sharp pointy thing in the front, and it would look much better as a dagger in my opinion, but hey, what are you going to do? It's got a nice grip, nice detail on the side, and it's got a hole through it. Setting that off to the side, looking at him in his race car mode, it's sort of reminiscent to his original Generation 1 counterpart. Of course, their 4 is going to be missing. It's not a Martini, or however you pronounce that. It's got some blue detail right here in the front. It's got some black. The stripe of the blue comes all the way back here to the spoiler. The figure's rims are red, of course, if you cannot see that. Trying out a new lighting display. Sorry, the legs tend to get a little bit stuck, so when it comes to rolling the figure and the way that you transform him, it's going to be a little bit difficult. If you don't transform him in the exact way that you should, then, well, the figure's going to suffer for it in vehicle mode and won't be able to roll. It's got a nice red Autobot symbol on the front, though I wish there would have been some border detail around that, or even if there was some black lace line detail around the figure. On to the figure's transformation. First of all, the figure, you just come back here and split what will become the arms all the way down. Sorry if the camera's being a little bit shaky. Forgot my tripod. Anyway, come back, turn it around, pull the legs down all the way. Well, you're going to see some flopping throughout this figure. Come back to the front, rotate the feet all the way down until it hits the end mark. Next, flip that up, and it somewhat locks into place back here via a peg system. It doesn't do too well until the head comes down and the head reveals. And it's an okay head reveal. It's somewhat of an automorph. They're basically probably just trying to do their whole revealer thing and incorporate it into this line. And for what you all got to do is just bend the spoiler and the head. You see what I tell you. This thing likes to pop out immensely. That's the most annoying part of this figure. Otherwise, it's nice. The transformation, that is. Next, just what you want to do is take this arm, rotate it that way, and it'll free up from this little peg system right here. It was originally pegged in like that, one solid piece, if you can see that. Then you can unpeg it. Then take the rest, just push it right down. Take this other side, flip it out just like that. Get them all situated, make sure every piece is all tabbed in right and nice and neat in place. And here you have Fall of Cybertron, Jazz. Oh, see what I tell you, gotta make sure everything's pegged in place, otherwise this figure is going to suffer, especially in the robot mode. Alright, do we have him? There we go. See, this is it's a bit of an annoying feature. You can, there we go. It's nice clipped in, it's all nice in place. Here we have Fall of Cybertron Jazz in robot mode. Well, facing a little bit too much up. Let's bring him back just a little bit. The figure itself is nice and sporty. Very thin in the legs, yet the arms, the bicep, or the forearms rather, are a little bit bulky, somewhat like gorilla arms. The wrists stick out a little bit too much. What are you going to do? Onto the figure's light piping. The figure himself, he does have light piping, really hard, you're going to need a really high beam sort of light, which I have right here. Just flip it right there. And it gives somewhat of a nice light piping when you have highlighting attached to it. Let's just bring that a little bit closer so you could possibly see that if you haven't. There you go. The figure's articulation. The arm can rotate 360 degrees on this joint. It can bend outward. And it sort of clicks out, bends right back in. Nice little click back into place. Head is on a ball joint. Can sort of emote. Move it up and down. Turn it side to side. You know the shtick. Legs can move outward, inward, forward, backward. Bend at the knee. And if you so choose, the feet can bend forward. The elbows are on a ratchet joint, as well as the knees. Wrists on a ball joint. Left, right, sideways, due to the transformation. Bringing back his little energon pistol, or, as I like to say, really horrible little gun, which is why he probably has a 5 for his fire blast. Well, the figure, I like it. Complaints aside, other than the hollowness, it's a nice figure. I personally like it. I don't know if you would. The hollowness really does get to me. It does have a little bit more complaints. You're going to find it for $14.99 over at Target, maybe a little bit less at Walmart. Toys R Us, of course, is going to charge up the ass for this figure. And you know what? I'd say wait. Just wait. Wait till it goes on clearance, if you so choose to pick this up. Because you know what? Personally, I don't think it's worth $14.99. Anyway, this is T-Former0607 saying, Jazz. Great attempt!